The restaurant where no one uses cutlery, a hidden gem for. In the heart of a bustling city, there's a restaurant unlike any other. It's a place where tradition trumps modern dining, where no one uses cutlery, no forks, no spoons, no knives. In this restaurant, everything is eaten with bare hands. What's even more intriguing, it's the #1 dining spot for the city's elite. The wealthiest, most powerful figures in town flock to these hidden gems, night after night. But why? From the outside, the restaurant is unremarkable. There's no grand sign, no flashy entrance, no website or social media page to promote it. The location is known only to those in the know. And yet, every night, you see luxury cars pulling up to its discreet doorway. CEOs, celebrities, politicians, all eager to dine in this one-of-a-kind spot. There's no advertising, no media hype, just word-of-mouth whispers that keep the reservations full months in advance. Inside, the restaurant is equally mysterious. The decor is minimalist but elegant, dimly lit with long wooden tables that bring dinners together. The setting feels intimate, almost ceremonial. Despite the wealth of the patrons, there's no pretense here, no fancy place, setting or silverware to be seen. The tables are laid bare, and when the food is served, it arrives in communal bowls and platters. The guests, they dive in with their hands. But what truly draws these high-profile people to a restaurant where they can't even use a fork? It's not just the food. Though, every dish is expertly crafted and prepared using the finest ingredients. The real allure is something deeper, something almost sacred. The restaurant has a tradition, a way of dining that connects people not just to the food but to each other. Eating with hands is a practice that's been passed down from generations. And in this restaurant, it's not just encouraged, it's required. Legend has it that the restaurant's founder believed that true taste could only be experienced by touch, that using utensils created a barrier between the diner and the food. Eating with your hands, feeling the texture of the ingredients, and sharing the meals with others at your table. All of this creates a connection that's lost in most modern dining experiences. For the wealthy patrons, it's a rare opportunity to escape their fast-paced, high-pressure lives and connect with something raw and real. And yet, the restaurant's biggest secret is not just in the way the food is eaten. Rumors swirl about why the elite come to this place. Some say it's because of the unique, constantly changing menu. Every night, the dishes are different, with rare ingredients sourced from the most remote corners of the world. There's no written menu, no descriptions provided. Patrons must trust their instincts and dive into the experience. But others say it's about more than the food. A whisper of an exclusive, secret tradition that binds everyone who steps through those doors. You see, this restaurant is not just a dining establishment. It's a place where bonds are formed, where deals are struck, and where the wealthiest come to share more than just a meal. Some say it's almost like an initiation, a rite of passage for the rich and powerful of the city. Others speak of mysterious rituals that happen after the final course is served, though no one has ever confirmed it. As the evening progresses, the atmosphere inside the restaurant changes. The lights dim, the conversations quiet down, and the anticipation builds. There's an unspoken understanding that something significant is about to happen. The final dish arrives, a plate without description, its flavors unknown, its ingredients mysterious. The diners lean in, tasting with their hands, savoring each bite as though it holds the key to something bigger. And then, as the meal draws to a close, a silence falls over the room. The guests stop speaking, their eyes shifting to another. It's as if they're waiting for something only those who have dined there before truly understand. What happens next? no one understands of the restaurant knows no future. Some say it's a moment of reflection, a ritual of connection. Others say it's when the real deals of the night are made, away from the prying eyes of the public. What's certain is that everyone leaves the restaurant changed. The experience is more than just a meal. It's a story, a tradition, a secret shared only by those lucky enough to dine within its walls. And as the last guests step out into the night, their stomachs full and their minds buzzing, they carry the restaurant mystery with them, knowing that they've been part of something extraordinary, something that will remain hidden from the world outside. The restaurant, a place where the rich come not just to eat but to experience something deeper, remains covered in mystery. But why is it that no one uses cutlery? Many years ago, the land on which the restaurant stands was once home to a small village. In the center of the village was a sacred tree, known as the Tree of Hands. The villagers believed that the spirits of their ancestors lived within the tree's root, and they were forbidden to disturb it. But when outsiders came and destroyed the village, the sacred tree was cut down. The spirits were angered, and they placed a curse on the land. Later on, the restaurant was built on the very spot where the sacred tree once stood. The first diners didn't notice anything unusual, but soon it became clear. Those who ate the forks and knives left feeling unsatisfied. Their meals felt heavy and unfulfilling. When they ate with their hands, the food tasted extraordinary, like nothing they had ever experienced. Word spread quickly, and soon the wealthiest people began flocking to the restaurant. They ate with their hands, and something remarkable started to happen. They became richer, healthier, and happier. It was as though the food had a magic of its own. Businesses boomed, fortunes grew, and lives improved. Many believe that the restaurant had the blessing that only those who ate with their hands could access. But what the diners didn't know was that this blessing came with a hidden cost. At first, everything seemed perfect. People who ate there regularly felt like they could achieve anything. But over time, strange things began to happen. Those who had gained so much wealth, happiness, and health started to feel uneasy. They began acting differently. Some grew paranoid, others became withdrawn, and many started having vivid dreams of the old village and the sacred tree. In these dreams, they would see the spirits of the ancestors, who seemed to be calling them, reminding them of the ancient pact they had unknowingly made. The world-wealthy diners began to lose everything they had gained. Their fortunes slipped away, their businesses failed, and their happiness turned to sorrow. Worse still, their health, once vibrant, began to deteriorate. No doctor could explain it, and no amount of money could reverse it. Then, something even more unsettling happened. Some of these people started disappearing. They would vanish without a trace, leaving behind their wealth, their homes, and their family. It said that the spirits of the ancestors, angered by the destruction of their sacred tree, were taking these people back to the spirit world. The wealth and happiness they had enjoyed were simply part of the spirit's plan, a way to lure them into a trap. The village elders had once warned, the spirits give freely, but they always take back what's owed. It seemed the diners had overlooked the price of their newfound success. They had been given everything they desired, riches, health, and happiness, but the spirits had claimed their souls in return. The restaurant still stands at Akataupe land somewhere in West Africa till today, and people still come, drawn by the promise of greatness and their greed.